Hi, I'm Phyllis from southernfrugal.com. We're going to make some, we'll just call it San Diego creamed chicken over puffed pastry. And here's the puffed pastry we use now. I've only thawed out one of the 2 packs, so the other pack gets frozen for another time. So I wanted to tell you a little bit about this recipe. I'd like to claim credit, but really I tried to copy a chef's recipe for this. We had visited San Diego in California. It's probably been 20 years ago now, and we were in one of those high-rise hotels, and there's a little park kind of around the bay there, Coronado Bay, and so for lunch one day we were kind of walking around, and there was a little restaurant there, and we decided to go in there and have lunch. And they served some type of creamed chicken over puffed pastry, and it was absolutely delicious. So, of course, I came home and tried to figure out how that chef made that, okay? So I think I've got a pretty good copy of it. Anyway, we're going to start out with the puffed pastry, and this will be a very, very quick meal to fix. So, let me turn the camera down, and we're going to do the puff pastry first and get that in the oven. Now I've just lightly greased a cookie sheet, and I'm going to just take out this puff pastry and open it up, and I'm going to cut it just with my scissors in half. And then I'm going to cut right along that seam. So I'm going to end up with 6 pieces of puff pastry. Now this recipe, serves 2 people, really maybe even 3. So, if you were fixing it for a larger family, you'd probably want to fix both packs of the puff pastry. So I'm just going to line these up on my cookie sheet as best I can. Now, the puff pastry is going to go in the oven, which I've preheated to 400 degrees for about 15 minutes. And you don't want to put an egg wash or anything like that on it. So we'll be right back to show you how to do the creamed chicken. Okay, we're back. The puff pastry is in the oven cooking. And the next thing we're going to do is make the filling. And we're going to use 2 tablespoons of butter. And you want to turn your burner on about medium-high to start out with. So 2 tablespoons of butter in the pot. And we're going to use 2 tablespoons of flour. I'm going to let that melt just a little bit. Alright. Get my dish rag here. Okay. I'm going to use the chunk chicken breast. This is just a great value from Walmart. I'm going to open that up and drain it. Now this is, of course, white meat. Now I'm sure in the restaurant they used, fresh cooked chicken. And that's fine if you've got the time for it. Now I have made this before using a rotisserie chicken from Walmart, the leftovers, just pull the meat off the bone. And I have made it like that, and it's good, really, either way. All right, let me see if my can will open. Now you want to drain this chicken, and this is a really good thing to have, like in your pantry, when you can't think what to have for a meal, because it's really quick. Alright, I've drained the chicken, and see it comes in chunks like that. And by the way, this is very economical. Alright, so my butter is pretty well melted now. And to that, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. I want this done by the time my puff pastries are done. So just going to stir that around and let that flour cook for just, a couple of minutes. Get rid of that, pasty taste you can get from flour sometimes. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and put some salt in. You don't want to put a whole lot because the chicken's going to be a little salty. Alright, so my flour's cooked just a little bit. I'm going to add a half a cup of chopped bell peppers, and these are the red peppers, which are going to be a lot milder than the green peppers are. We'll dump those in. And by the way, these were purchased at the farmer's market last January, I think, and I froze them and then, take them out as I need them. Half a cup of chopped celery. I do the same thing with this. I freeze it, and that way it's already partially cooked. So I'm going to dump that in. And I'll take this off the burner for just a minute because I don't want it to get too hot. Same thing. This is cilantro. Now this is cilantro from our garden, and what I do is pull each little leaf off and press it down into a little section of an ice tray, put a little ice cube over the top of it and freeze it. So, because our cilantro in the garden is all gone now. It's no more this year, so I can't replant it really until wintertime. So this is still kind of frozen. I'm going to take my scissors and kind of cut it up with the knife as best I can. Now, if you can obviously use fresh cilantro also. Alright, so 2 tablespoons of butter, 2 tablespoons of flour, a half a cup of red bell pepper, a half a cup of chopped celery, and about a tablespoon of cilantro chopped up. Now, to this, I'm going to add 1/2 cup of powdered milk. Now I use powdered milk because I don't want anything to curdle because I am going to be boiling this. Now to this 1/2 cup I'm going to add 1.5 cups of water to the non-fat dry powdered milk. You want to just mix that around a little bit. Just dump this in. I'm going to stir that around and make sure, none of that flour is sticking on the pot, the bottom of the pot. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and dump in my chicken. Okay, now I'm going to bring that up to just a simmer. It's going to be simmering for, I don't know, maybe 10-12 minutes, and we'll be back. Okay, here's the recipe for the cream chicken that goes over the puff pastry. And down there at the bottom, that should be 1 tablespoon of chopped cilantro. Alright, when this gets ready, we'll be back. Okay, the puff pastry has been done and cooling on the rack, and our little cream chicken is also ready. Now, one little word of caution, you'll want to stir this pretty frequently so it doesn't stick to the bottom of the pot. Alright, I've also got some green beans. These are the first ones from our garden, and I'm so proud of them. These are white half runners that we're growing on about a 6-foot fence. I think they call that fencing, horse fencing, I think. Anyway, cucumbers from our garden. Now these are the little crispies. so the peeling is real tender on them. And I'm just going to put some salt on those, the green beans, and we're going to put the puff pastry and the cream chicken together now. So you're going to take one of the puff pastries and turn this camera down so you can see there. Get my tea out of the way. And just open it up, put it on the plate. So I'm fixing 2 plates here. All right, open the next one up and put it on the plate. And then all you have to do is just spoon it over the puff pastry. And, you know, let it run out a little bit. See the big chunks of chicken? And again, you want to cook this on a real slow simmer for at least 20 minutes. All right, now we're going to put a top on them. Just open it up again. Just gently pull apart the puff pastry. Put it right down over the chicken. Now I'm going to put another spoonful drizzled over the top. And again, you do want to use the red bell pepper simply because they're a lot milder. And remember, chicken's got a really mild taste. So, all right, so I'll put the pickles on one side and the green beans. We are ready to eat. Here's what it looks like. Let me give you a close-up of that. There we go. Very, very delicious, I'll have to tell you. And you can probably fix this in, I'd say no more than 30 minutes. The only reason you're really cooking the sauce is you're boiling out some of the moisture, and you're also cooking the celery and the red bell pepper so that they'll be tender. I hope you'll try this. It is so good. And I'll have to say the puff pastry is what makes it so good, okay? All right, we're ready to eat, and I'll see you next time. I hope you'll try this. Thanks for watching.